Hello everyone, this is Crota giving you game 1 in a series between Failo versus TLO here on Daybreak, a Terran versus Zerg matchup, as TLO got very far in the Zotac Cup over the previous weekend, and apparently that's the only replays I can seem to get my hands on. So this is going to be a Terran versus Zerg matchup, and talking about Failo, I don't really know very much about him. I believe this is the first time I've ever cast a game with him. Perhaps he's playing under a different name or more well-known under a different name, but he is a GM player, I believe, in Europe. Or perhaps in NA. We'll go ahead and take a look at that a little bit later, or you guys can research it yourself, but hopefully this game does not disappoint me, as it was rated fairly high. So this series rated fairly high. Hopefully the games are interesting to watch as the game's now getting underway. We can see Failo spawning as the teal Terran player here at what I will call the 1 or 2 o'clock position. Meanwhile, TLO on the bottom left-hand side of the map at what I'll call the 7 o'clock position as the red Zerg. Zerg versus Terran, and it looks as though it is going to be a 1 Rax expand with gas, and he's already making a little bit of room for the reactor or tech lab. Supply Depot does have a little bit more doodads on it. He is a level 30 Terran player, hence the little satellite dish, so you can watch WCS and all of your other StarCraft related things back at home inside your Supply Depot home. Don't quite know how anyone lives in there. It does look a little bit confined, but then again, things are not always to scale. Take a look in here. TLO is placing down a spawning pool. It doesn't look like he's going to be going for an extractor just quite yet, and we'll have to keep track of TLO and whether or not he tries to go for a third base. Normally, Zerg players do go for a third base, but not at the typical 4-minute mark that they normally go against a Protoss player. The reason behind that is that Hellion and Hellion harassment, it takes much more time to get units over into that position, as we are now going into a Reaper. So Failo actually opening up with double Reapers, and he has room for the add-on. I am curious as to what is really going on here, as Failo is investing fairly heavily into Reapers, has that second supply depot, doesn't even really need it yet. And this build just looks awfully strange to me. Okay, he could have perhaps started his supply depot just a little bit later. We are going to see this Reaper now on the move. I do not believe the Overlord spotted it. No, I do not believe so, as the Reaper now going to slide in here and take a look around. 2 queens, some Zerglings now being trained. The Reaper getting up onto the high ground, and it has to be very careful, jumping now down to the low ground, and this is a dangerous spot for that Reaper to be. The Reaper trying to chase after Zerglings, looks like it may be able to get a couple of these Zerglings pretty quickly, and with this is actually going to be a very easy move by Failo to handle these early Zerglings and their map presence. You can see that there are Zerglings off on the far side here. We are going into a reactor. We are going into a factory, but there is already 100 minerals and 100 gas on the field for the Terran. And will he be able to get enough damage out? That is a question here, as the Reapers are dancing around. They're just going to jump up onto the high ground, and it looks like they could have just jumped up onto the high ground. Not quite sure why they didn't, as the Reapers are now up on the high ground here. Why are they battling against Queens? That is a very bad spot for them to be in, as we now see them do a bit of a surround here. All right, 1 lower hit point Reaper now backing away. Where are these Queens going to perhaps go? They're going to jump now down to the low ground and perhaps sideswipe or move away. And so low on hit points. Both of them taken down without really dealing much damage. And what is happening here? The front door, SCVs on repair, trying to keep that reactor up. Marines are being doubly trained. You can see that this command center is also taking a bit of damage as well. The Marines are going to be shooting Zerglings like they're on the other side of a wall supply depot. And there you have it. All right, reactor now busily getting repaired, as we are now going into double training of Hellions, or perhaps Widow Mines. All right, let's see. It is going to be Hellions now, but Failo is currently supply blocked, sitting at 27/27 compared to TLO's 44. Harvester count 33/23. Things are looking very good for TLO, as Zerglings are going to get torched here. And so far, if Failo can actually deal a lot of damage and finish off all of these Zerglings, he will once again take map control. All right, there's a Zergling there. It looks as though it will get taken down. There it goes, as Failo sits at 32/38, TLO sitting at 50/60. Coming back, we can see a Roach Warden is being placed down. And this is a natural follow-up. Failo is going to be forced to train up some Widow Mines. Widow Mines are very effective against Roaches. The problem, though, is trying to focus fire with Widow Mines is nearly impossible. I don't believe there's actually, you can probably turn off the Widow Mine firing and then turn it back on in the middle of a battle so that it does deal more damage. Perhaps that would work out well, but let's see what's going to be happening next. Widow Mines doubly trained here. You can see that the Hellions are battling against the Zerglings. Will be able to control this Xel'Naga tower, as TLO moving very slowly across the map with a queen, and it is going to start laying down creep tumors. So TLO already going to have creep tumors at his opponent's third base. TLO with that Nidus network play will in fact be able to get a movement speed increase, as I'm not quite sure why. There we go, a little bit of lag there, as we are now going into Swarm Host and evolving the Enduring Locust, or training up the Enduring Locust. So far, Overseer does a quick flyby, no movement speed upgrade. The Marines are attempting to shoot it down, but the Overseer will get back with plenty of time and plenty of hit points to spare. We are, however, relatively close in terms of supply, 67/62. Failo once again maxed out on supply. Meanwhile, TLO has plenty of room to work with, as a creep tumor does get taken down. All right, Nidus network now coming in over here at the 3 o'clock position. There are creep tumors already. Where are these going to go, as the Nidus network going to pop up and perhaps just unload a lot of units into the natural expansion? Here you have it, the Nidus Swarm now coming in. Swarm Host and drones are out, perhaps going into a couple of spying crawlers for defense. And these Locusts, even with 15 seconds time life, can look to deal a lot of damage. Overlord's now looking to back off here. You can see that there's one Widow Mine here, one Widow Mine off over here, and nope, you cannot turn off a Widow Mine. In order to deactivate it, you actually have to unburrow it. So, oh, big surprise there, and the Widow Mine kills his own Hellion. Wow, that's an epic fail there. Like, there's an Overlord. Let me go ahead and try to shoot it. Wait, no, I'm gonna die. All right, Enduring Locust. There is that splash damage once more. Enduring Locust has been completed. Axelab is now online, as I forgot. There we go. As now more and more Swarm Hosts are pushing in here at the 3 o'clock position. Bunker ready to go. More and more Widow Mines in position here. 4 Widow Mines in total, as the Swarm Host, actually the perfect counter. And will it in fact be able to deal enough damage? There is another Swarm Host there. Widow Mines trying to push their way through. Or sorry, the Locust trying to push their way through. The Widow Mine doing a good job defending, as we are now moving this Swarm Host army slowly further and further up. There is a lot of Widow Mines here, and how much damage can be done? There's one Widow Mine, there's some splash damage. Locust looking to finish off a couple Marines and a couple Marauders. More units now falling, as well as the Queens now looking to engage against the bunker. More Swarm Hosts still coming in. Oh, this potentially could be bad. Another couple of Swarm Hosts now taken down. Spine Crawler is going to root itself in time. SCV is trying to repair. Not going to be enough, as you can see that the Swarm Host and their Locust is just absolutely destroying Failo's base. All right, Roaches are in position. Still no Overseer just quite yet, as the Marauders and the Marines are cleaning up all of the units. The problem is that Failo has an infinite number of Locusts as long as he has the time. Constantly training up more and more units. You can see that the bunker already back up to brand spanking new, sitting at 400 over 400. 3 Widow Mines in position. Swarm Hosts now making their way over, as more Widow Mines trying to root themselves. Another Widow Mine gets taken down, as what is happening next? More and more units still trying to push in. TLO sitting at 126. Failo sitting at 94. And as the battle rages on, TLO does lose a Swarm Host, and he needs to consider what he's doing with these units. He cannot afford to lose all of his Swarm Hosts, and that's why he's backing it up with Bio, making sure that No additional siege tank splash damage is introduced here, as Failo now moving out with a group of Marines, Marauders. Alright, Swarm Host, Marauders trying to snipe down a Spine Crawler, not going to work. There's a transfusion. Marauders and the Marines just stuck between a supply depot and a hard place, and this is looking absolutely horrendous. Failo desperately trying to repair, not going to work. Down it goes as the roaches and the locusts will perhaps get taken out here in just a second. TLO seen at 144, and Failo sitting at 51. There's the GG. The proxy Nidus swarm host play, very effective. No real way to take it out, and without any sort of air, these swarm hosts are just absolutely devastating. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1.